Well, hello everybody. Welcome to your Monday here on the Morning Blend. It's the beginning of a new week, and I think my chair's a little short, so I'm looking like I lost a few inches.
I'm a little tall.
Let's just play magical chairs all day long.
I'm about to go underneath
No, you
the
look
desk
good.
completely.
I just looked really tiny. So welcome to our show. We have some great things to talk about. Some uplifting things like
Welcome
uplifting
to the
my
ride
chair.
that is the Morning Blend.
Yeah, we're going to get there, I promise you. So we're starting with this really heartwarming story that started with bullying and quickly turned into something which I think nobody was expecting.
Here is be kind, right? I mean, because of Ben's bells, and which I like to see, because bullying is at a young age, which I experienced in junior high, and by the way, would never go back for about $10 million.
Me too.
This little boy did something really great because of his team spirit. So the Tennessee Volunteers, as you know, the college football team, University of Tennessee, they had this spirit day at the elementary school, and he didn't have a t-shirt, so he designed his own. And this is the one, and I'll explain this one in just a second, but he just got a colored shirt because they're orange, right? And he made a drawing with a piece of paper, and then he just safety pinned it to his shirt. It was so sweet. Well, he was so proud of it, and he went to his teacher that day and said, "Look at my shirt," and he was just filled with so much pride. Well, then of course he goes into the lunchroom, and what happens? He's made fun of by this group of girls. Well, he goes back to the teacher devastated, crying, putting his hands in his head, and just, didn't even want to be there the rest of the day. I mean, that can affect you for the rest of your life. However, this will affect him for the rest of his life in a really good way. So she tweeted about this, put it on her Facebook page, and said what happened. Well, the university and everybody reacted, and they ended up not only sending him a care package, but they designed a t-shirt because of what he designed. So literally the shirt that you just saw there is his design, and people loved it so much so that they went online to buy it, and it crashed their website.
Just incredible. It's great of the university to do that, and he's now feeling great about himself. And we're going to switch now to having your dog be famous. If you ever wanted your dog to be an Instagram dogfluencer, because those do exist and they make a lot of money for their owners.
A lot.
This consulting company in Phoenix called Serendipit, I hope I said that correctly.
You did, that's right.
They're looking for a dog that can become an influencer. They're giving away a package that'll make them basically into a brand. The deadline is this Friday if you want to sign up, and we'll have the link on our Facebook page. And the most successful ones, like I said, make a lot of money.
Do you know how much, in fact, they make? Some of these dogs end up making $150,000 for one post. Can you believe that? If you have like a million followers.
You know what? It's 2019. I do believe it. And I think Henry, my dog, would be good. And I think your dog, Marley, would be good.
He needs to lose a little bit of weight.
We don't
went
body
to the vet, and she's like, he's obese. That's what she called him. Not, hey,
Cover
we
his
need
ears.
to just say. First of all, rude, right? He's in the room. I think dogs can sense it. I'm like, look, lady.
Look, lady. Don't talk about my dog that way.
You leave the room first.
Yeah.
Called #self-esteem.
So true. And so let's get to a couple quick things. Mattel's releasing a really interesting looking Barbie doll. I think it's going to sell like hotcakes. Dia de los Muertos.
Yes. Don't you think that's fantastic? I'm surprised they didn't do it before, but
Me too.
It's amazing.
$75 and they'll release it at Walmart. It'll be released this Thursday and it'll be limited edition. And let's get to the giant 14-foot alligator to end things off. It's a world record, or at least maybe a state record
as the boat.
in Georgia.
The only part, that's ridiculous that he's just out there eating pretty much everything in a swamp.
And now he's going to get eaten because they hunted him and they're using the meat and they're going to mount him. They're going to, I guess, turn him. I know PETA's probably very upset about this.
Well, I am. But
you are. They're hunters and they did what they did.
I know. But, he had a life, Alex.
That's true.
He had a life, a big life.
I wouldn't want to be hunted. So.
Well, the Morning Blend continues on this Monday with some adorable guests who really need a little bit of extra love. You're going to meet some of the pets that would be a great addition to your family coming up.
And later, Cakes for Causes is back to share a killer recipe for a delicious on-the-go breakfast. You're watching the Morning Blend.
They are the voices for the most vulnerable in Pima County.
And they do need that voice. No Kill Pima County workers help pets find homes that otherwise may have a harder time than others. Welcome to the show, Justin Pope with No Kill Pima County and his wife Karen. They're here with one of those dogs, Zarya. I hope I said that correctly. Yes. 6-month-old foster puppy. And can we just say she is the sweetest dog I think we've had on in a long time.
And so docile, and she's so, just look at her right now. This is a puppy.
6
This is
months
the
old.
perfect puppy, by the way. She's just
really
laying
is.
back, leaning against you.
Tell us a little
Happy
about
girl.
her.
So Zarya came into our rescue about 4 months ago. She and her litter of 5 had parvo. We lost 2 of the puppies, but 3 of them survived. It was a long road, but we got them all healthy. And now they're ready for adoption from In the Arms of Angels.
Now, I have to ask this question, although I probably already know the answer to it. Is she good with other pets?
She's very good with other dogs, yes. She's very interested in cats, although she hasn't chased any of them, but she's interested in them with her ears
Good
will
to
perk
know.
up.
A little curiosity is okay, right? And so what's important is that she's healthy and she's ready
Healthy.
for a home. And of course, people really need to consider her because she's so sweet. So tell us a little bit more about what your mission is and what the goal is.
So Save the Saveable is a campaign from No Kill Pima County. Our goal is to sort of network the most vulnerable pets, both at our county shelter and with other rescue groups. So animals like Zarya here who had medical needs, she's totally healthy now. We want to get the word out, and we want to support animals that need a little extra help.
We're so appreciative of what you do because it does take a lot of extra work. We know puppies are already difficult to handle. But she's the exception, though. I mean, is she always like this?
Yes, she
You're
is.
kidding me.
She's a sweet dog.
So she's not rambunctious like the other
Well,
ones that you would see.
if you want
Could
Play
be.
with the other dogs.
Yeah.
She can.
Well, and there's a variety of ways that people can help, right? I mean, it's not
course.
just one thing that you can do. You can do multiple things. You can, foster, of course. But what are the options for people to pitch in and help you guys out in any way they can?
So obviously adopting both from the county shelter, other shelters,
Yeah.
and from rescues, that's a key thing. Fostering is important. We have both short and long-term foster opportunities, again, with the shelters and with rescues. We're always looking for donations. We have financial programs that we do to support both pets in the shelter and also to help keep pets in homes so they never have to go to the shelter. And of course, we always encourage people to volunteer because even if you can't donate money, if you can volunteer some time.
Right. It means everything.
Just going
to
down and
them.
walking dogs, giving them a break from kennels is really helpful.
I saw this really cool thing a couple of weeks ago where track teams in high schools are going to some of the shelters and they're running with the dogs every day. It was such a brilliant idea.
Yeah, we have some programs like that at
You
Pima
do?
County too.
Okay.
So there are guest walker things like that, but we just want people to come and spend time with them and help them.
I know that it's probably very rewarding when they get adopted. Do you still stay in touch with some of the families that take in?
We like to.
Yes.
They like to send us pictures and updates. Those are always good to see. And we are always sad to let them go, but we're also glad to because that means that we'll be able to help another animal.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So on our website, SaveTheSaveable.com, we have several albums of some of the most vulnerable animals at PAC, animals that need to go to fosters, animals who are seniors, so dogs and cats who are older and we want to get them into homes instead of having to be in a kennel. And we have Mickey here on the screen. He's currently the longest stay dog at PAC. He came in March. He's still looking for a home, so we're hoping we can find him a place too.
That's right. And I mean, you did mention, we're talking about foster care,
Yes.
fostering a dog. For someone who's maybe considering that, talk about the experience. If they're on the edge of, should I do it? What's the benefit, et cetera? I mean, a little goes a long way, basically.
It does. We just ask that you welcome them into your home, give them love. There's really not a lot you have to do except provide a loving home for them. And
For a first-time foster, choosing an older dog who maybe doesn't have all of the puppy problems.
Yes.
Good point.
A lot of advantages to an older dog.
Yeah, and to possibly get one who is already healthy and not sick would probably be a good start.
Good head rub, too. Look at that. She likes the head rub. That's what she enjoys.
She's like nothing other than a perfect puppy that I've ever seen. I mean, especially when she just leans up against you. She's a good cuddler.
she has 2 brothers who are up for adoption too. So.
Oh, it's good to know.
sweet.
Thank you guys for what you do.
Thank
All right.
you.
Hopefully
Thank
you
you.
get some calls for some new volunteers. And if you would like to adopt a Mickey or learn more about saving other vulnerable pets here in Tucson, you can call 520-477-7401 or you can visit SaveTheSaveable.com.
All right, after the break, have you ever given thought to how wildlife gets water, especially in a drought? Well, we highlight one effort in the state that's saving lives every day. Stay tuned. Arizona is in a drought, which means water for our precious wildlife is scarce, and the fight for their survival is more difficult than ever.
And as Terry Ouellette from our sister station in Phoenix explains for us this morning, there is a way for you to make a difference. Take a look.
Our Arizona heat can be brutal. You know, temperatures can hover over 100 degrees for months at a time. And rain, well, we just don't get enough.
So what does that leave us? A dry, barren, thirsty desert. And its residents are thirsty too. All across our state, especially during the summer months, wildlife struggle to find water. So back in 1946, the Arizona Game and Fish Department recognized this and did something to help by building the first Arizona Guzzler, the very first water fountain for wild animals.
Since then, over 3,000 catchments just like these have been built, and they are scattered all across our state to keep our precious wildlife alive. This is Joe Curry, and Joe Curry, you've been bringing water to our animals for some 22 years. What do you see when you pull up to a catchment?
You can see some amazing things. Sometimes you'll see the actual wildlife using it. We've seen bears taking baths in them. We've seen, deer families drinking, quail, just any kind of wildlife you can think of.
You say sometimes they're even waiting for you to get there. They hear the truck pulling up.
Exactly, yes. We've even had it on bad years where the catchment's very low, and when you're dumping the water, it's almost like they know what's happening, and they'll come and they'll stand at a distance because they're still wild animals, but they're waiting for you to leave so they can come and get a drink of water.
Why is it so important to our wildlife to have catchments like these?
It's because it's a desert. It's probably one of the most harshest landscapes in the world to try and survive in. And with human intervention of highways, canals, cities, and everything, we've compromised where they can travel to go get water and everything like that. So we're bringing the water to them.
Let's talk about the biology, the science behind this, the catchments all across our state. How do you pick where a catchment should be placed?
So a lot of times during like survey times and just places where we see wildlife a lot. And then what we've also noticed is how far an animal will travel for water. So our average animal will travel about 1.5 miles or 2 miles. So we've tried to spread them out about 4 miles apart, and there's some areas that we don't deal with because there is a stream or a lake. So we just got to make sure that we stay far enough away from other sources.
What would happen if we didn't have these catchments?
We would have population fluctuations, drastic ones, because during good years, wet years, you would have a lot of survival and recruitment and everything. But on a year like last year, we would have had probably mass die-offs to the point of really, really low numbers where you wouldn't see any animals because there would be so few.
Many of the catchments have been designed to be self-sustaining, so when it does rain, it can collect and hold the rainwater, which helps because some of the catchments are in very remote areas. Just getting there can be a challenge, physically and financially.
The department recently started a text donation campaign to help defray some of the maintenance costs for this particular program. As a lot of people can imagine, it's very expensive to help deliver some of the water to some remote locations around the states. A lot of times we even have to airdrop water in, and those costs do add up. The Arizona Game and Fish Department doesn't get any general fund tax dollars, so any donations that we can get from the public really go a long way. Arizona Game and Fish Department, actually, a lot of people don't realize, we act as stewards for more than 800 species here in Arizona, much of which aren't huntable or fishable wildlife. We also work with endangered species to help bring them back to their populations back up here in the state. If we weren't able to bring the water to wildlife, we may see die-offs of local populations of wildlife because the water is critical for their survival just as much as it is ours.
So think about it. When you're thirsty, you can just grab one of these. But what about our wildlife? You can help keep these catchments full. Here's how.
That's right. Donating is easy. Just text "Send Water" to 41444. That's again 41444. Just say "Send Water" or visit sendwater.org.
And still ahead on the Morning Blend today with CD sales at an all-time low. You're not going to believe which old music format is making a comeback, or maybe you will believe it. Stay tuned.
We're starting with some expensive sports news because, of course, when you're a football player, you want to wear hundreds of thousands of dollars on your wrist,
Because
right?
some people make $30 million a year.
goodness.
We're not going to get into who makes that right now. And the fact that the Cardinals tied yesterday, which was fun to watch. This, speaking of watch, is $350,000, and this football player wore it during a game.
Unbelievable. Odell Beckham Jr., one of my favorite players. Sports
his
fans,
poster over your bed?
I do. I have his picture in my wallet. Sports fans are calling it a flex. You know, like when you show off, see how
Yeah?
much money you have.
Oh.
People who care about watches are cringing, just like I did. I'm
Well, like just about everybody, really. You know how many kids you could feed with that?
I know.
That's just insane.
It's just
So you weren't surprised when
something.
it comes to this story, though, right? I mean, we all knew that CDs
Yes.
were kind of on their way
Oh,
out,
yeah.
but vinyl is on its way back in, and it has been for some time now.
hipsters like our producer love their vinyl.
Yes.
And it's coming out.
$224.1 million. He just went, woo, in our ear.
So he's happy about it. And so CDs sold a little bit more than that. That sold to about 10 million more units, which I guess vinyl still has a little catching up to do. But consider the next 10 years, I think vinyl's
Right.
going to really outdo CD.
I love that. And then speaking of classic music technology, Alex, Sony is going to be producing a special Walkman, as you let me know.
This really floats my boat. It looks cool. It's a special model. We'll pull it up here for you for their 40th anniversary. It's a Walkman that doesn't play tapes, but it's actually more like an iPod, basically.
But what's
there
the
it
point
is.
of this?
It's
that
just
it looks like it's like
nostalgia.
a little throwback or
Yeah,
something?
it's got buttons on the side, and it's got 26 hours of battery life, Bluetooth, and an Android operating system. You know, just all the things you could want. And it's going to cost you $489.
Stop it!
Yeah, pretty good deal.
Who does that?
Pretty good deal for
For a
nostalgia.
Walkman. You could go to a thrift store right now and they'll give it to you, basically. like
They're
an
like,
old
take it off
one.
our hands.
That's kind of strange. Let's get to our fabulous pets of the day today.
Pets of the day. Check these out. Whiskey and Fina. And they belong to one of our great directors here, Bloke. And they're cleaning each other because they love each other. That was his
Isn't that
caption.
so sweet?
apparently.
I love that. And remember, your pet can be pet or pets of the day. All you have to do is go to our Facebook page. You can submit a picture or a couple of photos of your pet, and we might share them on the air.
That man's like an animal hoarder. He has like 10 pets at his house. Okay,
Big
if you're
heart.
always looking for that go-to family snack, we'll make one that's easy and healthy with Cakes for Causes. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Losing weight has never been easy until now. Here to tell us how you can achieve natural, safe, and sustainable weight loss, and even how to extend your life, is Dr. Sophie Jacob, along with one of her patients, Sarah Thompson. So it's so great to have all of you here. You have piqued our interest. So, Dr. Jacob, let's start with you and the Ultra Slim technology. In combination with what you do, tell our viewers how this can transform their lives.
Well, absolutely. Well, first of all, let me say this for the first-time viewers. I'm a chiropractic physician for well over 2 decades, and you know, I have been involved with weight loss most of my career, and I myself suffered from obesity as a child and later on in my adult life, so I understand what it's like. And you know, the Ultra Slim I use in my office is the only technology that is FDA cleared for immediate fat removal, you know. And let me repeat that, it's cleared by the FDA for immediate fat removal, and it is safe, it does not destroy your body, and it produces immediate results, and no exercise is required to be, you know, successful with it. You know, we guarantee you'll lose 2 inches on your first session. You know, I call this my fat melting machine. It's amazing. I tried it on myself and I lost 4 inches when I did that. So, and it's really great. This is all done while the patient lay down and relax. It's no pain, there's no downtime to the patient, and it's very soothing to them. And another added benefit is like they will have a serial detoxing for a period of 72 hours after they've done a session. So it's very beneficial for them. And so while the Ultra Slim, so I don't know how many times patients have failed a diet and exercise, but with this technology, you'll have success today. And you know, while the Ultra Slim safely removes fat and improves your body appearance, my program is designed to correct and restore your underlying problem with your metabolism, because diet have 90% failure rate in this country. So, and unless we address the 5 metabolic factors, your weight loss is always temporary. So, and those are, we work at toxins, we work with pH, hormone balancing, nutritional deficiency, insulin resistance, and food dependency and emotional eating. So because we are addressing all these components, we are seeing healthy, sustainable weight loss and so many more outcomes, like so much less pain and inflammation. Patients mentioned they have improved energy, improved sleep, better digestion, decrease in their mental fog. It's all about helping you regain your health and beauty from within. And now we do have a new test, it's called a Smart Pulse, that will help reveal the health of your heart and your arteries, and show the nervous, show the amount of stress your nervous system is under, because stress will affect your hormone and will impair your weight loss. So it's all about helping you regain your health and your beauty from within.
And Sarah can attest to that. She's one of your patients. So what are the benefits that you received?
I was homebound and pretty much bedbound or chairbound. Thanks to Dr. Sophie, we started about a week before Thanksgiving. I've lost about 40 pounds.
Wow, congratulations.
And there's none of that excess skin when you lose weight too quickly. I'm able to play with my grandchildren without crying. I used to cringe when I knew they were coming over because it just hurt so bad. But now I can play with them. I do more exercises. I get around some more. I've done things I haven't done in years. Cooking, things that seem so simple.
Right.
I was just in so much pain, and I knew there was no way to get better. And I saw Dr. Sophie here on the Morning Blend, and I went in, and she's right. You just lay there for the treatment, you follow her guidance, and I'm like a completely different person again. It's wonderful to be me again.
Yeah, and not only does it benefit you, but it really benefits your entire family.
Oh, yes.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Jacob, let me just end with the 3 secrets that you say are key to anti-aging and that you recommend for everybody's health.
Yes, well, number one, as I say, is getting adjustments, because your nervous system controls and coordinates the function of every organ, tissue, and cells of your body. So when you get adjustments, it maximizes that life flow that's required to sustain life, and improves your mobility, and also decreases stress, because your body does not heal or repair under stress, and that will make you age quicker. That's number one. Number two, we want to increase oxygenation, decrease inflammation, because 95% of degenerative disease is linked to inflammation. So we want to work on that. And also increase circulation and remove toxins in the body. So those are key components to really help your function, defy the aging process. And this is, again, I'm all about helping you getting healthy, sustain your longevity so you can have a great life. Like
so
her.
So much great information that all of us can use. So Dr. Jacob, thank you so much. And thank you, Sarah, for sharing your story with us today.
Oh, yes.
And we have a special offer to all of our viewers this morning. For the first 20 callers who dial 520-891-2882, we'll get a weight loss assessment and a Smart Pulse test that she was talking about for only $69. And the normal retail value of that is $197. Plus, you will get a signed copy of Dr. Jacob's book. So again, that number is 520-891-2882.
Can't help but hum along to that. Apple Annie's, as we know it today, would have been a very different place if the family behind it had gone through with their original plan. Well, lucky for us, it's open to the public, and countless other families have made it part of their story. And Pat Paris tells the story of Apple Annie's in the latest Absolutely Arizona, and what an amazing family-run place that is.
It really is. About to become a 4th-generation business in Southeast Arizona. It's, I told you, about an hour and 15 minutes from here at the station on the east side. So in under an hour and a half, Tucsonans can make their way over to Wilcox and have the experience of a good old-fashioned apple picking, maybe an apple pie, which is delicious, and really experience what as we now transition to fall.
Well, and the variety there is just crazy, right? I mean, you can pretty much make a whole day out of it if you really want to.
You really can. They have a lot going on, especially on the weekends. Plenty to do. But it's really about the apple pie. And Mandy Kirkendall, who is now running the orchard part, told me all about it.
We have our famous apple pies.
Yeah, show us what this is going to look
like. This is an apple crumb pie.
Oh, that looks so good.
We hand peel the apples. Everything's made from scratch.
Yeah.
These are delicious.
And you sell, how many pies would you guess? Can you estimate how many pies
on
you sell?
On a busy fall day,
yeah,
about 500.
Oh my goodness. So you're constantly making these pies?
Constantly making them.
Yeah.
Yep. We have ovens that hold 20 pies each, 4 ovens, so we can do 80 at a time.
Wow. And you've got enough apples that you can do this not just during apple picking season. You do this.
You make them year round.
Year round,
yeah,
right?
At the end of the season, we go through, strip all the trees, keep them in cold storage, and peel them as we need them to make pies all winter long, and we sell them at our country store.
Oh, they're delicious.
Oh, it looked great. It looked rustic is the word I would use.
And they have a store, not only they have the orchard, then they have the pumpkin patch that's a few miles away, but they have a store that's right off I-10. So if you're driving by Wilcox, it's a real easy stop to grab a pumpkin, or I should say an apple pie, a peach pie. There's the pumpkin patch.
Beautiful.
A little drone shot, thanks to John Parra, our chief photographer. It is well worth the drive out there. You're going to learn a lot of other things as well. They have got some other fruits that are growing right now that are getting towards the mature side. Within the next couple of years, they're going to have some fruits that actually ripen a lot earlier in the summer. They're trying to open in May instead of July.
Oh my goodness. And I think they're going to achieve it. I mean, they have enough people there who care about it. And last time they were on our show, they brought these huge peaches and just the produce that you can get from there. And you go and pick it yourself.
Yeah, you pick it yourself.
Which is a beautiful thing.
And you saw a family there. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, love it. I know they sell food there too, don't they?
Yes, they
make food and
they do on the weekends, and then at their store right along the interstate, they make sandwiches as well.
Love it. As always, thank you.
Thank
nice
you,
to see you. And you can see the full Absolutely Arizona piece tonight at 6 p.m. on KGUN 9 on your side. And stay where you are. The Blend will be right back.
We all know that Arizona water is considered hard, so it usually makes sense to have some kind of a water system in your home to take care of that problem. Nobody likes scrubbing those endless hard water deposits around fixtures, faucets, and countertops, of course. So here to tell us more about how we can fix all of our water problems forever is independent water consultant Dirk Chamberlain. Good to see you, Dirk.
Good to see you,
Nice
Heather.
to have you back. So let's talk about hard water, because nobody really knows exactly what hard water means. So give us the definition.
You know what, Heather? Hard water is just water with the calcium, magnesium still in it, like nature intended. But you know what? It's funny. The World Health Organization recently studied hardness, and they found that we get 20% of the calcium, magnesium our bodies need from the water we drink. They also found that drinking water with all that stuff taken out isn't really good long term. It leads to cardiovascular problems. Only in a couple of weeks it can lead to cardiovascular problems, muscle cramping, fatigue, all that kind of stuff.
And so you were telling me some dirty little secrets before about our water, which everybody is just like, oh, I don't want to know this, but we all should. And water softeners. And what people don't know about water softeners that a lot of us have depended on for a really long time.
Exactly.
What should we know?
One of the dirty little secrets is water softeners take out the healthy calcium and magnesium they did. That's all they were invented for. They take out the calcium, magnesium, and replace it with salt. Under sink ROs, you know, like the ones that are under the
We're
kitchen
used
sink,
to seeing those, right?
You're looking at one right now. They take the healthy calcium, magnesium out too, and you know what, Heather? They leave water too acidic to drink. I mean, you're not going to read that on the box that they come in, or you're not going to have a reverse osmosis salesperson tell you that.
Right.
But they both take the healthy calcium, magnesium out. But you know what? When water softeners and ROs were invented, we didn't know how important it was to get the calcium, magnesium from the water we drink. But you know what? Maybe the most important thing is they don't take out And the water softeners don't take out any of the bad stuff. You know, for instance, they don't take out the chlorine contaminants that we absorb through our skin in the bath or in the shower. And under sink reverse osmosis systems only treat the water at the kitchen sink. So you're still bathing in chlorinated water in the shower.
So we saw what was under the sink that is typical, that used to make us feel comforted by what we're putting into our bodies. But now we're talking about H2O Concepts, and you say this is the best home water system that we can get and that you've really ever seen. Why is that?
Yeah, you're right. It's the best one I've ever found. This system from H2O Concept is the most advanced system on the market. This one system takes the place of reverse osmosis and water softeners. It takes the bad stuff out of every drop. It gives you great tasting water at every faucet. There's no chlorine or contaminants in the shower. It virtually eliminates hard water problems, and it does it without salt. So your skin feels cleaner. You don't feel all slimy like you do when you get out of taking a bath or shower in softened water. There's no filters to change, no salt to buy, nothing to do. You don't have to touch. Once that's installed in your home, Heather, you don't have to touch it for 10 years. It comes with a 10-year warranty because it's been tested and certified by more independent laboratories than any other water system on the market. So you know it's going to do what they say it's going to do.
And if that isn't enough for all of us to absorb, literally, I guess you could say, you say that there's something else that makes this different too.
Right. You know what? This takes all the bad stuff out, leaves the good stuff in. So you're getting the calcium, magnesium that you're supposed to. Other water companies say, oh, well, we're just like H2O Concepts, but they're not. That system's totally patented, so they can't be. You know, it's kind of nice though to have your competitors say, well, we're just like H2O Concepts, but again, they're not.
And you can prove otherwise right here. And it's really easy to see. It's all out in the open. It is comforting because when we see the systems underneath the counter, you think, oh, good, this is protecting my entire family, but it's not.
No.
And you also have good news for our morning viewer listeners today because you're running a special.
H2O Concepts is running a special. If you call right now and you're one of the first 20 callers, it has to be during the show, call during the show, you'll get a $400 discount, a $250 manufacturer's kick the salt rebate because it doesn't use salt, free standard installation, and their financing packages available to fit any budget, Heather, so there's no reason not to call. But with water, it's all about the taste.
Okay.
This is actually Tucson tap water after it's been through one of those systems.
Just right off the bat, it doesn't have a smell to it.
Right.
Yeah, that's even better than bottled water.
It is. It is. It's better than the stuff you're buying in the store, and you know what? You never run out.
And you don't have to lug it inside your house, which is like dreadful when you have to do that, especially in this heat. Thanks so much, Dirk.
Thank you, Heather.
And if you want the most advanced home water system that is available, great tasting water from every faucet of your home, no chlorine or contaminants in the shower, and no more hard water problems, you can call H2O Concepts at 1-877-442-5222, or you can log on to h2oconcepts.com.
It's called acoustic wave therapy, and it's different than traditional treatments because it doesn't use pills, it doesn't use needles, and doesn't need surgery. Patient care advisor Bill Jeffries is back with me with the details. Bill, it's always good to see you.
Thank you, Alex.
So, like I said, no pills, no needles, no surgery. That's a big claim, and it sounds very different than what we've heard before to treat men's erectile dysfunction.
Yes, absolutely. This is technology at its best. If you think about all the advances in medicine in the last 50 years, big breakthroughs, organ transplants, dialysis, LASIK surgery, this, fits into that category. It is a real jump forward, and arguably it's a bigger leap forward even than when Viagra was introduced to the market, because the ED medications have their place, but they just deal with the symptoms of ED rather than dealing with the root cause, which acoustic wave therapy does.
Right, and so many men struggle with this. I mean, we saw the picture that was just up a moment ago. I mean, it can take a toll on you personally, also take a toll on your marriage, and the science behind it really is amazing. You've actually brought along just a piece from the device, right?
Yes, this is part of a very expensive medical device that we use to provide the treatments, but this device will apply the acoustic waves to very precise points to break up blockages that occur naturally as we age, and it restores proper blood flow to the region, which is really the root cause of ED is poor blood flow.
Right. I mean, we're looking at an illustration here of sort of what the sound waves look like, and it really is amazing how we can just use sound these days to cure something and treat something like this. And so people might have the question, has the FDA approved this? Is it safe?
Absolutely. Acoustic wave therapy has been used around the world for about 10 years. There's just an absolute mountain of evidence, a lot of medical studies, double-blind evidence-based studies that prove the